Conversation around mental health and wellness. Here on Total Access and across all NFL platforms throughout the month of May, NFL players are sharing ways in which they prioritize their mental health and emotional well-being. Seahawks defensive end Carlos Dunlap, he sat down with us last season to share how community service and helping others aids his own mental health.
I feel personally that mental health and physical health can be one and the same.
Here comes Dunlap. It's got him again. Third sack of the day.
I think if the two of those are aligned, and if you excel at both of those, it'll have a better outlook and greater performance and work in your favor. One of my favorite things to do to stay mentally healthy is in giving back and getting involved in the community. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the bully-free zone. Whether it be my anti-bullying program, whether it be education, talking to inner city kids about the importance of competing on and off whatever their playing surface is. Being involved in the community helps me in just staying humble, staying grounded, being present. Is super refreshing and resetting to be around those kids. You know, a lot of times they think that I'm giving them something, but I think it's mutual. I think it's important for everyone to talk about mental health. For me and people of color, we're taught to, keep our feelings in, don't ever show too much emotion. And I feel like if you keep all that in, it's a ticking bomb waiting to explode. And sometimes just getting it out allows you to reset, refresh, and just go on about your work.
Incredible message there. And Carlos Dunlap is here with us for more on both his mental health journey and, of course, his work in the community. Carlos, thanks for coming in today. Why is it important to you to share your story?
I appreciate it, MJ. Thanks for having me. To share my story, because I want to bring more awareness to mental health. And I think it's an issue that has been going on for a long time, and we need to bring more attention to it and bring more resources to it because, quite frankly, I feel like we all can do more.
Yeah, and you've been doing a lot of work one-on-one, in person, when you could, out in the community. How does giving back to the community via that service work support your mental health wellness? And what lessons do you learn that you take with you every day?
Well, actually, the things I did with my foundation have been to get in the community and be a difference maker for the community. But with the things that I've learned of mental health as of lately, they align in one and the same, like my anti-bullying program. Obviously, it started from a kid nearby one of the schools that I went to and I had visited. He took his own life because he felt that alone and that confined that his best option for him in his mind was to, hang himself. He was a very smart kid. He was one of those kids that always raised his hands and answered all the questions. And for him to feel that way at that age, when all I could think about as a kid was, getting outside to be a kid, and he didn't want to be a kid no more. So he did what he did. I feel like he must have been in that bad of a spot to do that. Because I can't imagine, as a kid not wanting to be a kid. And then the second thing for me is experience with some of my former teammates. This one hit home the hardest for me, and it was very taxing and challenging for me. And I tried to use some of the resources that we have, and it's not streamlined and as smooth as it should be. So, yeah, I just want to bring awareness to it all, not to personally attack anyone, but, with technology and everything evolving, I think we need to, reevaluate those systems. Obviously, I am not an expert in this field, so I'm not going to speak as if I have a doctorate in mental health, but as a person who tried to use the systems, they failed me in time that I needed for a fellow friend. Fortunately, he's okay.
What would you recommend to someone who maybe doesn't feel like they need to focus on their mental health because everything seems fine?
Dig deeper. Last season, I was challenged very hard with my mental health in the situation that I was in Cincinnati. I literally felt like I needed to quit football, that maybe my time was up, maybe I had ran my course, maybe this was a sign this, maybe it was a sign that. And one of the things that I personally did is I forgot who gave me this or where it came from, but I created a list and I wrote down the pros and the cons of me, quitting football where I was at. And as I was doing that list, I stopped doing the list because I was like, no, like as I'm doing this list, I still am very passionate about playing. So I'm not willing to give up football now. So I need to figure out a solution to how do I get the opportunity to play football, the game that I loved, again. And that's when got with my agent, sat with Mr. Brown one-on-one without any agents in the room, told him exactly how I felt, what I was willing to do to make something work. After multiple conversations in a couple of weeks, we were able to, figure out a plan, and you've seen the difference and the weight that was lifted off of me just based off of any interview in Seattle, because my family and friends they're excited to go to Seattle because they're trying to figure out what did he find, what gym did he find there, because it's noticeably different. But from going to that situation that I left it in to going to Seattle, there was a clear difference. But I had a heck of a decade there, and I'm fortunate enough to experience another situation. So I was able to pull important things from them and Pete Carroll and the Seahawks itself of how they operate. So the people there, the Seattle organization, Pete Carroll leading the Seahawks, the players on the team, I think they are aware of this, and because of that awareness, they cultivate a culture and a community that just is positive, and they have a lot of positive reinforcements, and it's contagious. It's very contagious. That's the first thing that I noticed, and yeah, I don't want to talk too long.
No, listen, sharing your story and having even that resource, hey, make a list, pros and cons, maybe it'll sort of clear the fog that might be in your head. Carlos, those are the things that really impact lives and change lives. As someone who battles her own anxiety,